Hi everybody, and welcome to Speech 101, which is the fundamentals of public speaking. I am your instructor this semester. My name is William Lucio. Feel free to call me Bill, Mr. Lucio, Professor Lucio. Whatever you are more comfortable with is fine by me. I'm super excited to teach you this semester. And for your first unit, I just wanted to kind of orient you to the class a little bit and get you some standards that we're going to be following and some expectations throughout the semester. In this video, I want to introduce myself a little bit more to you. I want to explain the elements of the class, and I kind of just want to teach you what you should be thinking about or what's going to be in store for you all semester long. Because in the reality of all of this is an online public speaking class is actually pretty difficult. There's a lot of moving parts to it, and I just want to make sure that this is not only the right fit for you, but that you understand all of the rules and regulations and policies right at the start. So the first thing that you need to know about this class is it is completely online. It is totally asynchronous, so you don't ever have to show up anywhere at a specific time, in a specific location, or at a specific date to learn for the class. All of your work will be given to you in learning modules, and you'll have the entire week, unless determined otherwise, to learn the material, complete the work, and submit the assignments. The only things that happen in this class synchronously are your speeches. Your speeches will have to be performed in front of a live audience of 6 or more people in a professional setting outside of the home. What does this mean? What does this look like? Well, maybe you can text a few of your friends, some of your coworkers, bring in some of your family members, reserve a room at Harper's Public Library to perform your speech in, get a conference room at a local hotel or a cafe near your house. You just can't perform your speeches in your living room, in your bedroom, in front of your stuffed animals with 2 or 3 of your siblings there. In order for this class to transfer to a 4-year university in the state of Illinois or otherwise and earn the credit for completion, you need to prove that you've given your speeches in a public setting, since this is still a public speaking class, despite you taking it online. So we will do our best to try and help you throughout the semester. In the speech communication department, we've created an instructor-led series of dates where you can come to campus, perform your speech in front of an instructor of any Speech 101 class with an audience that will sign up online through like a link that you can sign up for. And as long as you do that, you'll be good to go, whether 2 people show up, 3 people show up, or 1 person shows up. So sign up for those as much as you possibly can. But if you're going to schedule times to complete these speeches on your own and not use those instructor-led sign-up sessions, then you will definitely need to make sure that your audience is at least 6 people in a professional setting. So there's a couple of different ways you can do this. There is no wiggle room. These are the rules. You need to perform it in front of people outside of the home, point blank, period, no excuses. If you email me and say you don't know that many people and you can't find an audience, what should you do? My recommendation is going to be drop the class and take it in person, or sign up for one of those instructor-led sessions and get to campus on that day. At the end of the day, it's your responsibility to sign up for and gather an audience to perform your speeches. I will do my best to help you, but it's not my responsibility to secure an audience for yourself. You have to do that on your own. All right? So while your first speech may have different rules, all of the speeches may have different rules, make sure you read your assignment description and context factors to really fully grasp what is or isn't required you in each of the speeches. Other than that, I don't accept any late work. After every week, once the due date is finished for your assignments, if it's a quiz, The answers will just be populated and given to you. So because I give you the answers and little feedback for everything, I can't accept late work because everyone will see those answers after the due date. So just make sure that you're paying attention to due dates and getting things done on time. As I previously mentioned, you will be given the entire week to complete your work. So by the day that the class unit opens to the week that follows, everything will be due. I typically will open a new unit for class Tuesday afternoons, and I will give you until midnight that following Monday, so 11:59 p.m. that following Monday to turn in the work. Sometimes I might be a little bit later posting weeks or not. Whether I'm a little bit later in the week posting the new unit or I'm a little bit earlier, you will always get a full 7 days to turn in the work. So if I open a unit on a Wednesday, you'll get until Tuesday. If I open a unit on a Tuesday, you'll get until Monday. If I open a unit on a Monday, you'll get until Sunday or whatever, so on and so forth. So you'll always be given a full 7 days to complete the work. I use a lot of different modalities. Sometimes you're going to be watching a video lesson like this that I've recorded and uploaded to YouTube, and it's me speaking to you. Some days you'll be watching other YouTube videos from other people, some TED Talks. Maybe you'll even read some scanned chapters or PDFs from textbooks. So the way in which you will learn all semester will change. It's not only going to be me talking to you like this. So you're going to want to compile everything that you've studied and everything that you've learned all week to complete the work and to finish the assignments. This class is similar to algebra and biology in where it snowballs. Everything that you learn in week 1 will help you understand everything from week 2, which you'll then take and roll into this snowball to perform your speeches, right? In order to persuade, we have to learn how to inform. In order to learn how to inform, we have to understand what it takes to entertain. So everything that we learn in this class will build upon everything else. So it's not just one unit, learn it, forget about it, and you'll never deal with that for the rest of the semester. The things that you learn in week 1 will be just as important in week 16 as they are in week 1. So this is not a learn it and forget it type of a class. You're definitely going to want to learn it and hone it. There also isn't that much homework. Some weeks there's going to be way more homework than others, but the majority of the points in this class come from your performances in your speeches. All right, so the material is to teach you how to give a speech. The quizzes are to kind of check your learning throughout the weeks to make sure that you're understanding the skills. But then the speeches are really how you're applying what you learn. I grade very, very heavily on delivery. If you read your speeches from scratch and don't look up at all, you're not going to get a good grade on that speech. If you don't use gestures or facial expressions or shift your tone and rate and volume, all concept units that we're going to learn throughout the semester, you won't do well in this class. This is not a write a really good speech and get a really good grade class. This is a write a really good speech and deliver it expertly, and you will get a good grade in this class. Now, with that being said, I'm not expecting you all to be presidential candidates by the end of our short 16 weeks, but you should be able to scan an audience, provide detailed, full eye contact before returning to your notes, use gestures, facial expressions, diversify the sound of your voice and the way that you promote your speech by the end of the class. As long as you can prove to me that you're trying to do all of those things, I think I grade pretty easily. But for those of you that just plan on writing a speech and reading it right off of the piece of paper, I am not the teacher for you. And I would argue none of the teachers at this school grade that way. You have to really perform, especially in the advent of AI, where AI tools can help you research and write your speeches, which you should use them. I use them all the time. They really help shape a speech or a paper or help you understand elements that you're learning in other classes, sometimes a little bit more than a teacher can, especially with how accessible it is. But that AI tool is going to write a really, really great speech, and 80% of your grade in this class is how you deliver it, not how you write it. So use your AI tools, use Google, use Wikipedia, use whatever you need to use for this class to help generate some content ethically and responsibly. We'll talk about that in the next coming weeks. But you really have to learn how to deliver a speech. That is the advent of this class. All right, I'm going to try and give you ample time to complete the work. So some weeks you might have 2 weeks, especially going into speeches. I try to do like a prep week, a practice week, a performance week. Some weeks might be a little bit shorter depending on what we have going on. And because I am the director of the speech and debate team here at Harper, there are going to be some weeks where I'm traveling with the team and my response rates might be a little lower. So please just understand that there are so many more of you than there is of me. So I try to grade as quick as I can, but depending on the assignments and the nature of those assignments, some weeks it might take me a little bit longer to get grades back to you than others, but I will always get you feedback and grades from your speeches back before we move on to the next speech. So for the rest of this unit, go ahead and learn the rest of the stuff, but this was just kind of like a guide of how this class will work. I'm really into Taylor Swift. This is my Tortured Poets Department sweater. If you want to chat with me about Taylor Swift, that's great. If you want to give speeches about Taylor Swift, that's awesome. I really, really love her. She's like my favorite singer ever. I'm really into Harry Potter, Stranger Things. The finale was wonderful. I loved it. I'm a big pop culture guy, comic books, fitness. I love my Peloton. I love going to the gym and working out. I'm trying to look around my room and see what all the other things are. I have a cat. I don't know. I'm like 38. I just turned 38 years old. Yeah. So there you go. I am super excited to learn about all the things you're interested and passionate about when I hear your speeches. And I am more than thrilled to be your teacher this semester. So if after you get through these first week's learning unit and you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email me and reach out, and I'm happy to answer those for you. Otherwise, enjoy your first week of this class. And once again, my name is Bill. I'm super excited to get to know you. And that is actually the whole point of your first speech assignment, by the way, is for us to learn a little bit about each other through your Who Am Item bag speech, which you'll learn about below. So if you don't have any questions for me, enjoy the rest of your week. Welcome to Harper. For those of you who are here for the first time, welcome back to Harper. For those of you that are returning, I hope you enjoyed whatever break we just finished. And I hope that you are ready and willing to learn, because this class is going to be one of, if not the most, beneficial courses you will ever take in your academic career. Because no matter what career field you go into, and no matter what occupational path you follow, you will always be expected to communicate with others through a screen, via phone, or face-to-face in person. And learning how to frame our arguments or our knowledge in a logical manner that can be delivered massively to an audience will always be something that an employer, that a leader, and that an organization will look for. So learn the skills necessary to obtain those skill sets here, and you will be well on your way to achieving greatness, no matter which field of study you choose. I am a little biased to communication though, so if you want to learn more about the communication studies field, I'm your guy. We have a lot of communication courses. I teach quite a few of them. And if giving speeches is something that's super, super fun to you and you're interested in joining the speech and debate team, let me know that too. I am the guy in charge. But I also got hookups to theater, journalism, radio, film, all of those kind of outlets that ebb and flow through the communication field. So let's get ready for a wonderful semester, and I'm excited to learn a little bit more about you. For now, enjoy your unit. Bye.